Matters in the marriage. Let's talk about it. Matters in the marriage. Let's talk about it. By Dr. Christiana Akede. Let's talk about it. By Dr. Christiana Akede.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to Matters in Marriage. I don't know where you are watching us from, but please, if you have not followed us on Facebook, please do so. Actually, today, our couples that we're having for couples on the couch, they are not able to make it. So it's been postponed to next week, Saturday. We will be having the MIM next week, Saturday at 2:30 Eastern Time. Actually, their relationship is very unique because they had just marked a legacy milestone, which is 35 years in marriage. And so we really want to, have a conversation with them and just have a deep, let them walk us through how they were able to navigate 35 years together. So please, next week, Saturday at 2:30, the Adeyemis will be on the couch. So get yourself ready, get your questions ready, everything that you will need to ask them, get them ready for next week, Saturday. However, today I'm just going to briefly talk about what is on my mind, and I have with me my husband, Thomas, with me today. So we are going to just talk briefly about, marriage and prayers. Prayer is very, very important because marriage is spiritual, just like every other thing is spiritual. And one of the complaints I've always, received from especially women is the fact that they said, their husband don't pray with them. And because of that, it creates friction in their relationship. Now, I want to particularly speak to women. Don't let the fact that your spouse is unable to pray with you be a problem in your relationship. You hear me? Number one, before you married your husband, I'm sure you have your own prayer life. And after you've married your man, you have to still continue your prayer life. Your prayer life should not be dependent on your spouse. Your spouse coming on board is just an addition. It's an addition, it's an enhancement, it's a favor. So, why am I saying this? Once you allow the fact that the two of you cannot have a scheduled time of prayer, once you allow that to become a problem, the enemy will use it as a loophole to enter into your relationship. I agree with you. You're probably going to say to me, the Bible said the two shall be one. The Bible says when one is down, the other is lifted up. The Bible says if two of us shall agree. I agree with all those scriptures. And those scriptures are valid. They are very, very important and they are correct. However, if you or maybe your spouse's schedule do not allow for the two of you to constantly have a schedule, 8 o'clock time prayer or 4 o'clock time prayer or this or that, that should not create problem. The thing is this, you are a helper to your man. And what needs to happen is you need to pick up the tab. That should not be a problem. That should not be causing conflicts. That should not cause friction in your relationship. You pray. Pray for yourself. Pray for your husband. Pray for your children. Pray for your business. Pray for your welfare. Pray roundabout. Be prayerful. And I tell you, when you begin to pray and you are doing it joyfully, not grudgingly, you are not doing it to put him down, you are not doing it to castigate him, you are not doing it to criticize him, you are doing it from a place of joy, you are doing it from a place of love, you are doing it in a place of honor. for your husband, you'll be amazed at how God will answer your prayers. Now, let me hear Thomas' view. You are unable to have a scheduled regular time of prayer with your spouse. How should we handle it?
Well, we know all over now, especially this part of the world where we are.
Yeah.
People have different schedule.
Yes.
For example, if you work night shift as a woman or a man, there's no how you can have time of prayer. Then you can say, oh, I can call from my work, and that is absolutely not right, because you can't use that time to call and be on prayer line with your husband or with your wife. No, I know a lot of people join prayer line, but we know that's wrong. But one thing that is very important is this: if you are in agreement, it doesn't matter if you can't have time to pray at that time and he is praying, or you are praying, he is not praying, he's doing something else, but in agreement, your prayer will just network to heaven.
Amen.
There will be no ceiling that will be above what you are saying.
Yeah.
So when you are praying out from love, you know what it is. You know your husband or you know your wife. You pray before you got married. You pray anytime. You pray while you are driving. You pray when you are in your shower place. You pray when you are eating. So prayer has no time schedule. But if you have an altar where you go to pray, it's just different from just wake up. You have a prayer altar that you go to. In most cases, sometimes prayer altar, you need to be there yourself. But when your spouse come to join you, that means is one will chase 1,000 to put 10,000 to flight.
Yeah.
But if time don't permit any of you, just pray. And create that time to pray for your husband too, or you wife pray, you husband pray for your wife. To answer your...
Yes, thank you. You actually you went straight to the point. We know prayer is important. As believers, let's always lift each other up in prayers. You pray for your spouse, he too prays for you. If God helps you guys, you are able to have a moment, or you create a schedule, or you have a time that the two of you can come together and pray. Blessed be the name of the Lord. But if that's not the case, please don't let the enemy use that as an opportunity to enter into your relationship because you are upset that your spouse is not praying with you. I know some people also say, oh, but he has time or she has time to be on the line, to be on telephone and talking with their friends, or, doing all kind of things. Yes, just let God handle it. You do your own prayer. If God is calling you as a person into a prayer season and he's not calling your spouse, that doesn't mean you have to enforce your own calling, God's calling on your spouse. No. There had to be a time of sharing. You want to share with your spouse, I believe God is calling me to a season of intense prayers. So I'm going to be committing myself to a time of prayers. Now you have to give your spouse the chance. If he or she wants to join you, that's good. But you are the one that's being called. And at that moment when God is calling you to a season of prayers, you have to answer that call. And you have to be obedient to the calling that God is calling you to a place of prayer, maybe a place of consecration, maybe a place of studying of the word. Communicate with your spouse and take on that challenge and go into that prayer season with joy, drawing strength from God. And at those moments when you are praying and you are praying for your spouse, you actually see God coming through for you. It's my prayers for you that God will give you wisdom on how to manage all the little differences that causes friction in your relationship. Also, please, next week Saturdays, we're gonna be having their DMEs on the couch, and they're gonna be sharing their legacy marriage experience with us. Thank you for your time. God bless you. We love you. marriage is beautiful and your marriage matters to God.
2:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Thank you.